Hello, we're live. Hopefully you are doing well. Sorry. Hello, this is version 2. We recorded a little bit earlier, but the microphone wasn't working. So hopefully it's working now. Hopefully you can hear me, and we'll continue our chat. First off, Indiana Hoosiers last night, big win for IU. Got a big win in the NCAA tournament for the first time in, I think it was 6 years. So you got the job done. They move on. They're going to Portland. Actually, they're in Portland right now. They had some plane issues, so they just arrived about 2 hours ago. I think it's like not even like 2 full days. They play again Thursday evening. So the Hoosiers got the job done. Mike Woodson, fantastic job with IU. Geronimo off the bench was ginormous. Trace Jackson-Davis has gotten better the back half of the season here. So really, really interesting, good game by IU. 19 turnovers by Wyoming. They just couldn't hold on to the ball. They were a two-man show. IU kind of held them in check and took advantage and kind of ran away at the end there. So big win for IU. Mike Woodson ended the IU NCAA tournament win streak, ended the Knicks playoff series win streak, and ended the Hawks playoff win streak. So if your franchise needs turned around, Mike Woodson is the man. So we'll get into a lot of NCAA stuff tomorrow and Friday. Maybe we go live a couple days going through brackets and talking about different scores and games and stuff like that. There's a lot to dissect there. So we'll do that at a later date. So it'll be exciting. But tonight we got Rutgers and Notre Dame. Not quite as invested in that game. We'll watch it, though, because Big Ten and Notre Dame's right up the street here. So the tournament's here. The tournament is here. It was great to have IU get the win last night. It's just different in this state when IU is good in March. I hate to say that, but it's real interesting where they are compared to Purdue. Purdue had all these expectations. They were number one in the nation. They were rolling, and then all of a sudden the wheels have kind of fallen off. They finished third in the Big Ten. They lost the championship game. I mean, they've got to they got to make a run here. They got to make a run to see, see what they can do. They have the talent for sure. They're good enough. It's just, can they actually do what they need to do? So that is going on with the college basketball landscape. Football. Now we are, excuse me. Now we're back. Okay, Colts talk. I think you trust your general manager until you don't. And I'm to the point now where I just don't trust Chris Ballard. I don't trust anything going on in the building. We had the same issues last year. Same issues are now creeping on again. You didn't have a left tackle, so you signed Eric Fisher, even though the Chiefs wanted nothing to do with him. He was older, he was injured, had a pretty bad year. You didn't have a quarterback because you did Phillip Rivers, which is great, but Phillip retired, and then you're kind of stuck. So you kind of panic. You give up way too much to get Carson Wentz, and that was an experiment that you trusted your head coach to take advantage and produce, and it just didn't work. Didn't happen. Receivers. Try to get some young guys in here. You tried to give benefit of the doubt to some people that were injured again. Same thing happened. They got injured, underproduced, and here we are, still needing a receiver. Jack Doyle retired in the tight end room. Mo Alley-Cox, you gave probably more money than what you should have, but good to have him here. I think he can be an absolute stud, but needs to be more consistent. So on offense, we're still looking for the same things we were looking for a year ago. Quarterback, receivers, linemen, tight end. It's the same thing, rinse and repeat. It's been the same thing every year. I know Andrew Luck retiring was really kind of a kick to the gut, but at some point you have to actually make some moves and do what you need to do. On defense, there still hasn't been a pass rush. When was the last pass rush we had? We consistently got to the quarterback. I'm excited just for the Rich Owens coaching staff and Kevin June. What are they doing? They are they going to go out and catch passes? I think the joke this week was Reggie Wayne's automatically the second best receiver on the team. He's been retired for 5 years. So So moves have to be made. They have to be made. The money's there. The frustrating part is they're just not doing anything. Just not doing anything. And I know some of these guys went quick. Jacksonville went nuts signing people. Are they going to go from point A to point B? With Jacksonville is now they have a real coach, Doug Peterson. They have a legit quarterback and a legit coach. So Jacksonville's coming. Colts are going to finish fourth in this division if they're not careful. They really are. You've got to go do something. You've got to make some moves. You got to go sign some people. You can't just be sitting here like this saying, oh, we're going to get people in the third or fourth day of the draft and we want to have the second or third tier. That's who our team is. You don't have enough stars to do that. You have to go sign some people and you have to make it happen. Jarvis Landry has to be a Colt. Has to be. You have to go get him. You have to go sign him. Chandler Jones, go talk to him. See if he'll take a shorter deal. Talk to some of these people and get them in the building. Yes, they called the Texans about Deshaun Watson. Was that ever going to happen? Did you really think that was going to happen? No, that was not going to happen. It just wasn't. So we can put our hat on that. Oh, we're trying things. No, you're not. You're not doing enough. And if I'm sitting here looking at everything saying, why aren't we signing this guy? Why aren't we saving this guy? I don't even know what Jim Irsay is asking. Because it is to the point now where the same holes, the same issues have been on the team for year after year. So you've got to decide what you're doing. And now the latest rumor is that Baker Mayfield wants to come and possibly be a Colt. He had a big thing where he said goodbye to the city of Cleveland, had this thing where he is ready to move on. They are talking about trying to get Deshaun Watson in Cleveland. It sounds like it's down to a few teams, and they may be on the option of him going there. It sounds like that bridge is burnt with Baker, but is he a huge upgrade from Carson Wentz? He's younger, makes less money, but has a little bit more of a fiery attitude, probably a little bit better leader, but still kind of the same thing. Both think that they can be a hero. Both try to throw it through brick walls, and they make bad decisions from time to time. So really, if you're the Colts, you're looking at Baker Mayfield. You're looking at Jimmy Garoppolo, which now the price is starting to come down. You're looking at Derek Carr, but is that ship sailed? Matt Ryan, because they're talking to Houston about Deshaun Watson. So could Matt Ryan be in play? Jameis Winston? Are any of these options going to win you a game? Or are they going to not lose the game? Or are they going to lose the game? Those are the questions. And really, there's no answer to that. There's nobody out there that is going to absolutely pick the ball up, go march down the field consistently and win a game. It's just not there. Baker Mayfield can do that, but then he can also throw pick six. I think Matt Ryan, now that you're starting to dig into the contract in the last couple of years, his production's dropped off some, but he just hasn't had much talent. I think Derek Carr is option number one, Matt Ryan's option number two, and then Baker Mayfield's number three. They're known guys. You kind of know what you get with them. The first two are very established. You know what they have to do. Here, all you really have to do, if you can sign the proper free agents, if you can make sure that you have depth and you get a couple playmakers at receiver that are out there, you make sure you add a couple tight ends that are out there. Make sure you add a pass rush. Again, it's out there. Really, all you need to do is, if you're the quarterback, you're handed it to JT most of the time. Jonathan Taylor's getting the ball. What you have to do is check to the proper plays, make sure you hit the tight ends, make sure you hit the check downs in the flat, and then don't underthrow a deep ball by 20 yards. Carson couldn't get it down the field. And when he did, that was the best pass play we had 4 or 5 games. He would just close his eyes and chuck it, and the defender would run over the receiver. So you have to get some playmakers in here. You have to. And you're setting your quarterback up, you're setting your team up for failure if you don't have it. And Dan Dockich and a lot of guys talk about this a lot. We love us some cap space. We do. We treat cap space like it's a Ferrari. And meanwhile, the team that just won the Super Bowl, they don't care about cap space. They don't care about draft picks. They won. And here, we're planning for the future. We want to get good guys in. That's why I'm okay with Baker Mayfield coming in with some attitude. At least he turns it up a little bit and makes people uncomfortable and, does some stuff like that. So we'll see what happens in Colts world as that kind of progresses. But right now, it's not looking too good for the old horseshoe. Okay. Darius Williams, cornerback, is leaving the Rams to go home to Jacksonville. 3-year deal worth $30 million. The Falcons are meeting with Deshaun Watson today. It's a fourth meeting for the team. For a team, the Saints, Panthers, and Browns have already met with Deshaun, so we'll see what happens from there. And that really is something that's the next domino. It was Aaron Rodgers is going back. Russell Wilson got traded. Mitchell Trubisky went to Pittsburgh. All that. I mean, Mitch wasn't that top tier, but he was still a question mark out there. Even Tyrod Taylor going to the Giants. Now Deshaun Watson. Everything's cleared. Where does he go? And wherever he goes dictates what happens. So we'll see. We'll see what the next step is. There's a couple different proposed changes for overtime. The Colts and the Eagles are proposing that both teams get an opportunity to possess the ball, regardless if it's a touchdown. And the Titans are proposing the game is only over if you get the ball first, score a touchdown, and score a 2-point conversion. So add a little bit of mix into that. Both of those would be very, very interesting. Belai Nichols from the Bears, defensive tackles, going to the Raiders. Baker Mayfield left that goodbye note, which is interesting. At the end of the year, they kind of said they weren't going to talk about the contract. He kind of understood that, so we'll see what happens there. The Bears agreed to terms with former Packers offensive lineman Lucas Patrick. Tyrann Mathieu is still out there. Colts. Here's a safety that's a leader. He's an MVP, the team MVP of the Chiefs and a Pro Bowler. He makes plays. I think he'd look good with the horseshoe on his head. Let's see here. Marcus May left. Marcus May went to the Saints. He was under the franchise tag last year, which with the Jets, and he's going over to the Saints. He was a safety. Sorry, former Jets safety Marcus May is going to the Saints. How they worded this in some of these alerts was not the cleanest. So this Randy Gregory is very, very interesting. He was with the Cowboys, a pass rusher, left Dallas and went to Denver. But Dallas is saying, will you agree to a contract with us? So very interesting. That really makes the Von Miller homecoming to Denver kind of obsolete. That's not going to happen. So we'll see what happens there. The Saints and Bradley Roby, good cornerback, extended their contract. So he's going to stick around there. The Colts picked up. We brought back Matt Pryor, an offensive lineman. Hey. He's not a starter or anything, but that's fine. This Texans have restructured the contract of Laramie Tunsil, so he's going to stick around in Houston. Giants have Tyrod Taylor. That's an interesting one. It's a 2-year contract. What I heard today was that's a nice pickup for 2 years because if they don't think Daniel Jones is going to get extended or come back, they can have Tyrod Taylor play next year. So an interesting little side note there. The Panthers signed Deontay Foreman. Foreman went from 22 carries between 19 and 20, averaging 4.3 yards on 133 attempts last year. So very cool story. He came out of kind of nowhere. Very good running back out there. Let's see. Jordan Hicks left left Arizona, went to Minnesota, which is very cool. Very good pickup for them. Texans re-signed Desmond King, a quarterback. The Patriots are trading Shaq Mason to the Buccaneers, guard. And there's a bunch of other kind of picks that, what do we Russell Gage, former receiver from the Falcons, is going to the Bucs. There's a lot of those out there. These are not setting the world on fire, but there are some big ones. So we'll see what happens. There's still a bunch of free agents out there. Sean Watson could essentially. Hey. Still a lot of free agents out there that are going to basically covered a lot of money. And there's just a lot of good players left. So we'll see what happens. The big news also is Troy Aikman and Joe Buck are leaving Fox to go to ESPN. So Troy Aikman will not be, I'm sorry, Joe Buck will no longer be on World Series calls, but he will be on ESPN Monday Night Football. He had a really nice video. Go follow him on Twitter. He had a really nice video talking about his dad doing radio broadcasts, and he was allowed to come and kind of watch. So it's really cool for him. You can tell this meant a lot for him. So very, very cool for that to happen. I mean, the Raiders are releasing Carl Nassib, their defensive end. There's just a bunch of the Jaguars went nuts. I mean, they're signing all kinds of people, so we'll see what happens there. So I'm not going to go through all the free agencies. Marcus Mariota, he's starting to get some buzz, which is crazy. He's a one-trick pony, so we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, yeah, there we go. That's kind of what's going on in the free agent world. Let's take a look and see what is happening in baseball right now. Okay, so lots going on in the baseball world. Chris Sale will not be ready for opening day. He is hurt. Eddie Rosario is back with the Braves. Andrew McCutchen is with the Brewers, former MVP and All-Star. He will be DHing. Sayo Suzuki went to the Cubs. A lot of people out there are comparing him to Shohei Ohtani. No, he's good. He looks like he's a really good player, but he's not that. Matt Chapman was traded from the A's to the Blue Jays. It's a race. Who's going to give up more talent, the A's or my Reds? Chris Sale has a stress fracture in his rib cage, so he'll be out for a while. Kyle Schwarber to the Phillies. The Padres are still trying to get Freddie Freeman. The Braves just traded from Matt Olson and signed him to a big deal, so Freddie Freeman will not be back with the Braves. That is big news. Let's see. Anthony Rizzo back to the Yankees. There's just a lot of moves going on, and spring training starts tomorrow. So we'll talk about that further as we get along there. But really today, we got 2 games tonight. Let's see. Let's take a look and see what we got on tap this evening. We've got the second game is Rutgers and Notre Dame. Let's talk about that one first. Notre Dame looked good and then bad, then good and then bad. Rutgers, the same thing. They made a really late push there at the end, but then the last couple of weeks they looked really awful. So we'll see what happens. I think the first game is Bryant and Wright State. That's at 6:40, and then we've got Notre Dame a 1-point favorite against Rutgers. I'm going to go Rutgers. That's going to be the Daily Craig lock of the day. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights over Notre Dame. I've seen them. I trust them more. I don't trust them a lot, but trust them more to see if they can get the job done. But that's going to be it for us. Talked a little bit about what we talk about. A little free agent football, a little MLB. We're going to try to do these shows hopefully more frequently. Just get on for 15, 20 minutes and talk some sports and kind of see what's going on in the world and kind of talk through it. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being here. Take care, and we will talk to you later.